Welcome to this podcast from Stratfor, leader in global intelligence.
A year on from the collapse of Lehman Brothers, there are fears of rising protectionism, yet another consequence of the global economic decline that sprang into view 12 months ago. The U.S.-China trade spat that so worried investors yesterday is just one case in point. Hello, I'm Marla Dial with the Stratfor Daily Podcast for Tuesday, September 15th. The World Trade Organization has released a new study that shows what it calls slippage in promises by its members to abstain from protectionism. It's the fourth such study by the WTO this year, and it shows that 53 protectionist measures were enacted between July and September. But a similar study by a group called Global Trade Alert has more dramatic findings. It claims that 95 protectionist laws took effect during that period, and that as many as 130 more have been planned by governments but have yet to take effect. The GTA is backed by the World Bank, the British government, and independent think tanks. Like the WTO, this group also released its study on Monday, and among the more interesting findings were statistics showing that protectionist trade laws outnumber liberalizing trade measures by a ratio of 6-to-1, and that discriminatory rules are being applied at the rate of 60 per quarter. Also, China is the country most targeted by other governments in applying protectionist measures, with the United States coming in second. The group also found that protectionism is most heavily focused on what it called dying industries, like auto manufacturing and agriculture. Call it a coincidence that these studies were released the same day that China initiated a WTO action against the United States in response to Washington's new tariff on imported Chinese tires. There have been fears that President Barack Obama's action last Friday might spark a new trade war with China, but a number of analysts, including those at Stratfor, say those worries are overblown, not least of all because China has few good options for retaliation, at least in the realm of trade. Obama became the first president to use Section 421 authority in enacting the tariff. It's part of China's WTO membership agreement, and it means he didn't have to claim any unfair trade practices involving tires. Beijing's talking about U.S. chicken and automotive imports as a possible means of response, but too much direct retaliation in the trade realm might just bring more of the same from Washington. And in fact, the Chinese government's been trying to calm fears about a trade war with statements today. Stratfor analysts say the interesting question is whether the trade issue will impact others, which are bigger and wider-ranging. China's real leverage against the United States exists in another realm entirely, and it involves Iran. Iran's nuclear program remains a key international concern, and if the U.S. and others really try to interfere with Iran's gasoline supplies, Beijing still has the ability to block those efforts in a number of ways. There's more on this in our geopolitical diary out today. You can find that and analysis on other geopolitical issues by logging onto our website at www.stratfor.com. I'm Marla Dial, and that's our podcast for today. Thanks for listening, and hope you enjoy your Tuesday.